Once, it must have been the year 1989, a guy named Collier lived here, but he wasn't doing well. Day in and day out, always the same chores.
So, my dears, now I'll water you. Always remember, guys, if you have something that means something to you, never let it go. That applies to you too, Isolde. And you, Richard, you're just as withered as I am. Us too, always waiting our turn, never making a fuss. Work in the morning, home in the evening. To hell with it. We're better than that. So, anyone still thirsty? Yes, you too, Clara. What do you think? Who? Mirko? No, my disappearing housemate still hasn't reported back. His letter must be still in the mail. Sorry, the idea's just too funny for me. I believe in integrity and loyalty. I don't shirk my responsibilities, unlike some people. What the? I think I'm seeing ghosts. Eric, you little snitch. Did you see anything?
No, nothing here. Nothing at the window either.
Thank you, Eric. Hey, Eric, any news from down there? Spotted any bandits looking to fleece the Republic?
The anti-fascist protection rampart will still be standing in 50 years, 100 years even, if the reasons behind it haven't been resolved.
Be careful, Eric. Your can of food is far away and you can't get to it by yourself. It wasn't a ghost after all. Something really did flutter in. A paper plane with writing on it. What is this? Airmail from the West? Hey, you there. Your orchid's head is hanging very low. So's yours. Do you maybe need some water? Or someone to talk to? Ah, there's a telephone number. And there's more. Greetings from the other side? They're asking if I need someone to talk to, Eric. Someone actually went through the trouble of throwing a paper aeroplane over the wall. Over the wall! Then it lands in the hands of the biggest loser east of the West.
Don't be so hard on yourself, comrade. At least you're reliable at consistently failing.
Oh, thank you. Very empathetic, Eric. There's a phone number here. Do you know what that means?
Based on the area code, this number is from the other side. In other words, a fascist number. Calling it would be an incredibly stupid idea.
Thanks for the assessment, Eric. I never knew there were so many ways to fold a piece of paper. I'm choosing this model. Looks like it's the easiest. Oh, what should I even write? Alright, let's see. Hello, mysterious stranger. Thank you for your letter. I'm afraid water alone won't be enough. At least, not for me. The orchid is not actually an orchid. It is in fact a toad lily. My old housemate left it behind along with me. No, I better leave out that part. Okay. Somehow, I now feel like I'm being watched. Who are you anyway? Best wishes, Collier. Now make a fold here. Another one here. And kids are supposed to be able to do this? Mirko's niece couldn't have done any better herself. Alright, I think that's it. Knowing my luck, no one's going to read it anyway. One side's turned out a bit wonky. I hope it doesn't affect the aerodynamics. Now, just to aim it correctly. Here it goes. Woohoo! Did it!
Dad, you've told the story already.
Oh, really? Let me think. There's more where that came from.
The telephone. That must be Esther. Somebody really wants to talk to me?
Joseph?
Esther?
I'm on my way now. Once I arrive, come down to the street when I sound my horn.
Must we? Really? I am old, Esther. And I do not feel like making such a long journey.
I know, Joseph, but we have no other choice. Take your time. I will be waiting. Have you packed yet?
I really don't know what I should pack, Esther.
Do not worry, Joseph. We made a list together, remember? It should be next to the telephone.
Yes, I have it here. Thank you, Esther. What would I do without you?
Pack your things. Until then, Joseph.
Warm jacket, passport, lucky shoes, grandfather's pocket watch, razor, journal, and maybe my treasured camera. Where should I even begin? Uncle Benjamin with the twins. A shame we lost contact with each other.
Ruhe! Ruhe da oben! Bringt mir euch Dreckspack ein anständiges Laufen bei!
She cannot hear me. I've barely moved. Miss Hermann, she doesn't say hello anymore, but she's not above that sort of thing. My parents on their wedding day. I am glad that they don't have to experience any of what's going on here. This little book holds the telephone numbers of my friends and acquaintances. So many of them have already left. A landscape by a painter who was always sitting on the bridge. What became of him? I haven't seen him for a while. I don't want to take any of these things. A young writer sent me this screenplay. I liked him, but the script was, well, never mind. It is terrible, but his passion for writing impressed me. I can't use any of this, unfortunately. The Trial by Franz Kafka. I once met Kafka at Askanischer Hofhotel, and I wanted him to sign my book. Well, it didn't seem like a good time. Sometimes it's better not to meet your idols. The Road Back by Erich Maria Remarque. Soldiers tried to return home after the Great War. Luckily, I was already so old back then that I was spared any of that. The book was... The telephone? Who could it be? Hello? To whom am I speaking? Is anybody there? They just hung up. This has been happening for a few weeks now. Plutonia by Vladimir Obruchev. I love Russian adventure novels. Hopefully, I'll also find some in France. Lieschen and Esther pooled their money to give me this painting of the Oberbaum Bridge for my 50th birthday. I kept telling them they didn't have to get me anything. A good day starts with a good shave. This could be useful, but without the camera? The keys to the cinema are inside. I don't know why, but I don't want to leave them behind, even if there's no longer any door to come back to. Not much is left on my list. I have a distinguished Pinot Gris from 1928. It isn't kosher, though, but nobody needs to know. My first cinema ticket. It was Der Raubmord am Spandauer Schifffahrtskanal in 1896. the Edison Theater on Friedrichstraße. I knew straight away that that was the life for me. My second home before the fire. My father as a young man. This table was already in the apartment when I moved in. It will also remain here after I leave. I've always thought about all those who have sat here before me, and those who might sit here after me. A little glass of wine here after the last screening, something I held sacred. The end of a good day. Paris, c'est une fête. The oven has been out of commission ever since I have used it to store my highly flammable treasures. My dear mother. There's something funny about that clock. My lucky shoes. Old shoes are always the most comfortable to wear, though they could do with some new soles. I'm taking my lucky shoes with me. I'm going to need some luck. Just a few items left. Esther, that must be her. Hopefully no one noticed. I'll be down soon, Esther. Give me a few more minutes. Trip to the moon. Thanks to Méliès, we could set foot on the moon for the very first time. What a sensational movie reel. Oh, look. I shouldn't forget this lovely item. There's even some film still left inside. Maybe I can take a picture with it. One last shot. What will I photograph? Wonderful. I'll develop the image once I've set up my laboratory somewhere. Metropolis. A vision of the future is something only movies can provide. This was shortly after its opening. Esther, Lieschen, and the boys from the block, everybody pitched in. Esther must have parked somewhere around here, but I cannot see her from here. These are spreading faster than the Spanish flu. There it was, my cinema. Just the sight of it is still difficult to bear even now. All those years of everyone being entertained and enthralled. But where were they when it went up in flames? I no longer have any idea what these keys unlock. But you don't... This is not the right key. The key fits. My old journal. I stopped writing in it after this entry. The most painful day of my life.
Dad? Dad? Dad?
Just a minute, sweetie.
Downstairs. Okay?
Okay, I'll be right there. Only this one floorboard now. What have we got here? This should be redone. Lots of little glass pieces. That's strange. It's pretty rotten. I wouldn't even touch it with pliers. I'll leave this work by an unknown artist until the very end. Maybe Lily will help me with the paint. Everything I find here kind of tells a story. I'm done for today. I discovered this little paper plane behind some wallpaper. Time to call it a day. I'll just leave